Hey everyone, here I am back in the studio. Just gonna go through a couple of things here. Just want to thank everybody for subscribing and sticking through. I love the comments and all the suggestions, and we're trying to get around to as much of these as we can. When I start doing this full time, I will be able to get more of these done. Right now, I'm not doing this full time, so but we're getting to that point where that may happen. So yeah, I want to thank everybody for that. So that's first and foremost. And if you're new to the channel, hit the button, like, subscribe. This way you'll be made aware of all the newest content that comes out. And again, it's kind of a reaction channel here, kind of a music analysis and reaction channel. It's not just your typical reaction. We try to do a little bit more than that and talk about the chord structure of the song and kind of dive deep. Sometimes we'll just take a song and just take it apart and see what makes it tick. Other than that, how do you like my shirt here? I got my Hodaka shirt on. You guys remember what this was? What a Hodaka was? This was popular like in the late 60s, early 70s. Hodakas were like dirt bikes, and they were imported, and they were big on the West Coast, and they were cool. I had a Yamaha 125 Enduro, and I loved that bike, but up until that point, and even after that point, I wanted a Hodaka because there was just something. They were just a bare bones dirt bike. They looked badass, and they were small. They were like 100 cc, 125 cc. I think they eventually made a 250 just before they kind of went out of business. But anyway, I wanted one so bad. A funny story. I was talking to a coworker going back now about 8 or 9 years, and we were talking about growing up and riding dirt bikes and everything, and I told him, oh man, I always wanted a Hodaka. They were so badass looking. And he goes, oh yeah, you want one? He goes, I got one. And I go, wait a minute, what? He goes, yeah, I got one. It's sitting in my basement. I found it at a barn somewhere, and I thought, I'd fix it up. But I never got around to it. I got a couple bikes sitting in my basement, and really they're just sitting down there and rusting. I said, okay, I don't care what you want for it. I'll buy it from you. Well, he gave me a great price, and I bought it from him, and started working on it and everything. And really what I wanted to do was completely rebuild the bike. As a matter of fact, I dug up some pictures of the bike. Let me see if I can get you. Okay, so let's see if I can get this. That's what it looked like in his basement. That's all there was to it. Well, the other pieces were around. There's the seat, and you could see, it's pretty rusted up, pretty bad shape. So this was a Wombat 125, and it was in pretty rough shape. I took it home, and man, you could see some of the work that needed to be done on this thing. It was rough. It was rough. So I took it apart. What my plan was at first, just to see if I could get it running. So I went through, and of course I took pictures of everything, because when you do a job like this and you're taking something apart, you put it back together again, and you gotta. I did that to my Volkswagen back in the early 70s. The engine blew, and I took it out and had it fixed up and everything, and put it back in, and then I had a coffee can full of nuts and bolts left over. I didn't know where the hell they went, so I figured I better sell it right away. So I didn't want to relive that. So as you can see, little by little, I got this thing together. I even got the original points out of there, got them cleaned up, and I got some spark, and eventually, as soon as I got some spark, man, I was out on the road with this thing. So, anyway, that was great. I was just so happy to get that thing running, and then I broke the one cardinal rule that I've had ever since I was a kid. And that rule is never, ever, ever mess with the carburetor. Never mess with the carburetor. I figured, it was flooding all the time. I'd ride it down to the bottom of the street, and all of a sudden it would stall, and the carburetor would be flooded, and, gas is dripping out. After a couple of minutes, it'd be fine. I'd ride it back up, it'd flood again. So I figured, okay, the float is messed up. I took the float out. It was cracked, and ordered a new float, new jets, cleaned it up and everything like that, put it back together. Man, never got the thing to run again. So it's sitting in my garage now, waiting for me to kind of go back there and get some gumption to go down there and get that thing running again. Because there are some fields up here. There are some sand pits up here. I'm at the base of a mountain over here, and there's some sand pits up there. And I need to go up there and definitely tear it up. Of course, the owner of the property isn't too keen on that, so sometimes he'll call the cops and you gotta go whipping out of there. But listen, that's half the fun, man. If you're gonna do it, there's no risk, no reward. So anyway, that's my Hodaka shirt. I also wanted to talk about thank you guys. All your comments are really good. I don't know, got my guitar hooked up here, running through an amp, so I think it sounds pretty good. I'm kind of a cleanish player. I only play with I don't like too much distortion on the guitar. That's about the most I'll ever use. That's the kind of sound I go for, Anyway, let's take a look at this. You guys are great here. All the Radiohead stuff we're doing. I get so many great comments here. You guys are the best. You give me a lot of insight into these songs, and I purposely don't do a lot of research, before I do one of these videos, because I just want to go into it completely blind. That's the way I like going to see a movie. Back when I used to go see movies, remember those days? You'd go there and it'd be a big deal. And don't tell me anything about the movie. I don't want to know. I don't even want to know what the premise is. Don't even tell me. I don't want to know. I want to go in there and I want to experience the movie, just completely not knowing anything about it. No, don't ruin it for me. So I feel the same way about these songs. I don't want to know anything about them. I want to go in there completely blind and give you my first impression of these songs. Sometimes I'll come back to a song and kind of analyze it and take it apart a little bit. But for the most part, I'm just coming in here blind. I want to hear what it's about, see what it's about. Really good stuff. The live streams that we've been doing have been a blast, have been really good. I just did something. I was, I don't know, a couple days ago, I was online and I saw something about Tool, a hidden track or something, and I thought, boy, this sounds intriguing. So I went on and I tried to find where it said, something on YouTube that said, hidden track and whatever, and I listened to it and I was like, all right, I don't know the 3 songs initially, so I went back and tried to listen to them, and I thought, okay, that's pretty cool. But then I got a bunch of people telling me, that's not it. Whatever you listened to was not it. So my apologies there. And it didn't make much sense, because when I looked at the 3 songs, they were different times. And if they were supposed to be really layered one on top of another, I would think that, right? You think the times would be similar instead of having to kind of tweak where one song starts. Anyway, I thought it was kind of, I don't know, maybe it's kind of silly. If I got to work that hard to hear it, right here, yeah, Lateralus 138, you got trolled. The 2 songs I should listen to are Wings for Marie 1 and 2. So I, and a bunch of people was telling me the same thing too. They were saying that whatever I was listening to wasn't it or whatever. So yeah, I'll get back to it. I'll listen to those songs on their own, when I listen to that album all the way through. And then if you guys can direct me towards, if there really is something like that, where there's a hidden track where the 3 songs go together or something. Somebody send me a link to it, and then this way I can listen to the right one. The warning stuff with always goes over big. They're great, great rockers, pretty good. There's a couple out there that aren't really into it, but the whole idea is listen to stuff with open ears, and that's the cool thing. When I was younger, it was harder for me to listen completely objectively because there was a certain type of music that I grew up listening to, and as I got older and music changed, I completely disregarded music that didn't sound like the music I was used to and the music that I liked. It just sounded subpar to my ear. So I really didn't give it a fair chance and a fair listen. But like I said, and a lot of you agreed, you're busy raising kids, you're working, who's got time for that? So everybody goes through the same thing. Some of these people that are Radiohead fans told me, they're listening to stuff now going, it's just not the same. That's the effect. That's the phenomenon. What else do we got here? The Tool reaction. Tom York and Mark Pritchard thing. Pretty cool. I want to listen to that whole album. Maybe I'll do a reaction to that whole album. I thought that was pretty cool. Tom York, what a really talented guy. I'm always intrigued by his stuff. What else do we have here? We have somebody's here says there's been a couple of these mashup things. There's been several of these over the years, and unfortunately it's total bullshit. So yeah, if that's the case, let me know. I don't want to waste my time just doing stuff. And the article that I read was like legit. It was a news article like in Apple News or whatever like that. Like, oh, there's Tool hidden track. But if it's total bullshit, then then I was definitely trolled. Songs are better by themselves. Pretty cool. The White Cliffs reaction. I don't know what that is. I'll have to look into that. So many Tool fans out there. Really, really cool stuff. Let's take a look. What else do we have here? There was one here that was really cool. Somebody was asking Kevin XP 20305. How do you make a request? Yep, just comment. Let me know what you want to hear. Cool. Proper sensitive. Anyone notice that Errol is lure spelled backwards? Holy fuck, I'm stoned. Here, lateralist, I got trolled. Yeah, okay. There are a couple over here that were really, really interesting. There was one, I can't remember, I can't see where it is. Sort by newest. It was a band from Turkey, and said, hey man, we love your channel, and if you're ever in Turkey, we'd love to host you. Come and check out the band and everything. And I may just do that. I planned on going over there anyway, but I'm saying, and this guy here, Ted Mall XX, 2 days ago. Why does the old man keep trying to play along? What a dick. And who is this guy? I think this guy's name was Matt something or other. Matt Foster. Matt, the reason why this old man, and number one, old man, really? You're going to go there? Yeah. Next thing you're going to be doing is calling me a boomer or something like that. Just remember, I've done more than you. I've been younger longer than you. I've done everything more than you, and you just must be a mean little troll. So Yeah, you got your 5 minutes. And you know what? The people who'll say something snarky or nasty are always the ones that have zero followers and zero content, you know? So, yeah, that's okay, man. Why do I keep playing along? Because I can. Yeah, that's why. Because I can. What else? Oh, here's the guys from Turkey. Adsodoisya. And they're saying, "Hey, man, it's in Turkish, of course, but you can translate it from here." And they're saying they love the channel, and if I come over to Istanbul one of these days, they'll host me and come over and check them out. And you know what? I planned on going over there in November, so yeah, you may get me doing a reaction from over there. When I was in Germany just a little while ago, you know, I'd see street musicians and stuff, and I'd take some video of it. And at some point, I travel around a lot, and at some point, I'm going to start posting like stuff from street musicians and put their, you know, if they have a website or something like that, you know, so that we can, you know, kind of show some talent out there, musicians that are hard at work, you know, busking, and I think that would be pretty cool. Yeah, so anyway, thousands and thousands and thousands of comments from you guys, and they've been really great, and they're really firing us on, and even the occasional snarky or just outright mean one every once in a while, I'll get a good chuckle out of. So keep them coming, man. Keep them coming. So I appreciate it, and I will start doing a couple reactions now. So I will see you guys shortly. Take care. And with that, I think I'll rock out a little bit. Take care, guys.